Most people assume a secret is hidden behind a wall of silence. We picture the truth securely locked away, requiring relentless interrogation or a piercing question to finally pry it open. But holding something back requires constant mental effort. A mind guarding a secret works overtime, actively filtering every input, delaying responses, and routing thoughts through a complex web of real-time adjustments. That heavy cognitive load creates friction, and that friction produces tiny cracks in behavior. You can hear it in unnatural pauses, slight hesitations, or when someone volunteers specific details you didn't even ask for. Extracting the truth doesn't require playing detective or firing off direct questions. If you stop the attack and instead lower the conversational temperature, the person you're speaking with will often hand you the answers voluntarily. The first step in this process is removing any sense of urgency. When we want information, our instinct is to lean in and press for answers, but applying pressure causes people to shut down. You have to slow your tone, create comfort, and make the conversation feel casual. Once the pacing slows, you deploy silence. Most people find silence uncomfortable. If you simply pause and wait after someone finishes speaking, you introduce a heavy conversational vacuum into the room. The pressure of that empty air builds up quickly. To relieve the tension, an anxious mind will rush to fill the void. They will start talking again, often over-explaining, adding unprompted context, and tripping over their own contradictions. You can compound this effect with a technique psychologists call mirroring. This involves taking the last few words the person said and repeating them back as a simplified question. If they say work has been stressful, you simply ask, stressful? This small echo signals that you are actively listening, but it also acts as a gentle, non-threatening invitation for them to elaborate. Humans have a natural drive to clarify themselves. By abandoning the traditional interrogation attack, you remove their defensive target. Instead of defending against your questions, they step forward to manage the silence, revealing layers of information they intended to hold back. As the conversation expands, you shift your focus. You stop analyzing the specific details of their story and start paying attention to the emotional weight driving their words. Rather than demanding to know what they are hiding, you offer a light assumption. Saying something like, "It sounds like something's been bothering you," suggests proximity to the truth. That suggestion creates a psychological urge to either confirm or correct you. This transitions directly into emotional labeling. You calmly observe and name the anxiety they are projecting. You might say, "You seem unsure," or "You look like you're holding something back." Stating this as a flat observation, free of accusation, avoids triggering a defensive reaction. When you accurately identify someone's internal distress, they feel understood. That feeling organically bypasses the conscious choice to remain guarded, causing all their psychological defenses to drop. You maintain this lowered defense by using controlled curiosity. If you act slightly distracted, not rude, but not fully invested, you remove the spotlight of your attention. Chasing information pushes people away. Seeming indifferent makes them lean in to earn your focus. When you do notice a change in tone or an avoided detail, you never attack it directly. Instead, you circle around the narrative inconsistency. You ask about adjacent details, allowing them to feel secure in their position. A person who feels cornered will retreat, but a person who believes they are leading the conversation feels safe. That illusion of control keeps them talking, ultimately walking themselves straight into revealing the truth. The most subtle part of the process involves normalizing the secret itself. People rarely hide things because they enjoy keeping secrets. They conceal the truth because they are terrified of how they will be perceived. Their silence is a direct response to a deep fear of societal judgment. By casually mentioning that a lot of people go through this, you instantly neutralize that threat. You detach the danger from the secret, making the reality of exposure feel ordinary and safe. This approach relies on recognizing human vulnerability. It removes the conversational pressure that forces people to lie in the first place. When total psychological comfort replaces the fear of judgment, the need to hide evaporates. The subject will gladly release the exhausting weight of their secret, handing you the truth willingly.